Yo, what's up, swag gang? You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Keon Lauren, aka KL Swag. Back here with a video, man. Look, man. We about to react to 10 quarterbacks who look like stars and became busts. Swag gang. We're back here again with another TPS video, man. To my new subs out there, I think you guys gonna enjoy the TPS, man. They do a lot of NFL content and stuff like that. No college football, but they do a lot of NFL content. And like I said, the NFL started back up, man. So yeah, man, I'm gonna keep, doing videos like that. And shout out to TPS, man, because the editor did hit me up. I say last year and stuff like that, and they put me in the video and stuff like that. Like, I felt good, man. They know I'm a Patriots fan. But look, man, let's get into it because I'm doing a little too much talking. I love y'all. Road to 10K. We gonna get there. Let's get it.
Quarterback is the most important position in the NFL.
It is.
If a team drafts one, all the fan base's hopes and dreams are tied into that one guy.
I really feel like I was at the peak of my career, and then it started to, go to where I didn't want it to go.
We gonna see who became a bust.
What makes it even more painful is if the guy gets his career off to a good start, maybe even looks like he could become a star in the league. And then, next thing you know, it all turns to dust. Let's charge at the gates hot here with one of the most extreme examples we've ever seen. That's right, Tennessee Titans dual-threat quarterback Vince Young.
Damn.
Vince is actually a somewhat unique case in that there was hype building around him long before he ever got to Nashville and captured Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. Young set all sorts of records and led the Longhorns to a victory in the 2005 National Championship game against the USC Trojans. He parlayed this performance into getting selected 3rd overall in his draft. Needless to say, there were few rookies who had ever garnered as much excitement as number 10 did. Though he was inconsistent as a passer his rookie year, he led his team to a number of come-from-behind victories and made the Titans exciting in a way that they hadn't been since Steve McNair was under center, earning himself the aforementioned Rookie of the Year honors and a Pro Bowl selection. The dude was even put on the cover of Madden. That right there is exactly when you know the hype is getting real. But, like many other Madden cover athletes before him, misfortune struck, and his career just sort of seemed to unravel. He started to battle injuries, which only further strained his relationship.
He looked like a
with
lineman, bro. What the
Fisher,
hell?
who apparently never wanted Young in the first place. After his second season in the league,
Damn.
So, what if we have questions about our policy?
and what if it's late at night?
And what if some
Young never started more than 10 games in the year, and he was out of the league entirely by the conclusion of the 2011 season.
Damn.
It's completely unthinkable after the way that he started. Young's tragic downfall is actually not all that different from what we saw transpire in the nation's capital with Robert Griffin III.
RG3.
After a dynamite college career at Baylor, RG3 emerged as a shocking #1 contender to Andrew Luck, who is all but guaranteed to go 1. The Colts ended up sticking to their guns and took Luck 1st overall. A decision that Griffin seemed destined to make them rue, as he was an absolute monster, finding unprecedented success in Mike Shanahan's system as a rookie. He earned Offensive Rookie of the Year and Pro Bowl honors. The sky was absolutely the limit for Griffin.
Wow.
Until it wasn't. The explosive dual-threat quarterback suffered a nasty knee injury during the playoffs his rookie year. And man, he just
kept running the ball and getting
really
clapped.
able to regain his true form. He lost his starting job in 2015 to Kirk Cousins, of all people, and then bounced around to Cleveland and Baltimore until he was out of the league entirely. Quite a fall from grace for a man that looked ready to rewrite the record books, all while he changed the way the position was played. There's one more guy on this list who played well enough during his first year in the league to win Offensive Rookie of the Year honors, only to have it all come undone for him not too long after. And while he wasn't the athletic freak that Vince Young or RG3 was, Sam Bradford was actually taken even higher than both of them. The then St. Louis Rams took him with the 1st overall pick in the 2010 draft, even after enduring the shoulder injury during his final year on campus at the University of Oklahoma. Though this decision was somewhat controversial, Bradford seemed to have vindicated the Rams organization with his performance during his rookie year. The team as a whole also improved, finishing 7-9 just a year removed from being at the very bottom of the standings. Unfortunately, that was kind of where the excitement around Sam ended, because, well, he was never really able to expand upon what he did in that first year. Don't get me wrong, it was a great season for a rookie.
They say he got
but
paid real
it came
good,
with
too.
expectations, and Bradford simply did not improve. Sadly, he continued to battle injuries, starting 16 games just one time in the next 8 years of his career. And the man never threw for over 21 touchdowns or finished a season over 500 as a starter. With this in mind, it's hard to consider him as anything other than a bust. I mean, Blake Bortles, the next entry on our list.
I remember Blake.
Those feats. Jacksonville took Bortles third overall in the 2014 draft, and the former UCF QB gained some notoriety. Let me tell you, Bortles looked like he could be destined for stardom, especially after the run he and Jacksonville went on in 2017, finishing
They did go crazy in
10-6 and climbing
2017.
all the way to the AFC Championship game, where they suffered an extremely controversial loss to the Eagle Empire that was the New England Patriots. It all fell apart for Bortles after that loss. He went 3-9 as a starter the next year before losing his job, and he would attempt just 2 passes over the final 3 years of his career. Oh, the many highs and lows of trying to make it in the NFL. All right, let's shift gears to a couple of old school names, starting with Rick Mirer, who coming out of Notre Dame was widely regarded as potentially being the next Joe Montana. So his numbers won't wow you, but
little history, you guys,
his
little
rookie season
history.
was something to behold at the time it happened. In large part because it was rare to even see a rookie quarterback crack the starting.
That's one thing about TPS. He do give us a little history, man. He give us a little history. So yeah, football school.
Lineup, so much so that Mirer was just the third in history to start all of his team's games. Luckily for Mirer, a side effect of this was setting a slew of records under Tom Flores, who was happy to let his young QB air it out and smash the rookie attempts, completions, and yards records. Mirer, unfortunately, was never really able to improve upon his 2,833-yard, 12-touchdown debut campaign. In fact, after year 2, it really fell apart for him, as his performance continued to absolutely tank. He lost his job partway through the 96 season and never really had a chance to be a full-time starter ever again. Mirer would just play 25 games over the next 9 years, as he bounced around the league until he mercifully retired with a 50-76
he was on all
touchdown
teams.
interception ratio, making him one of the biggest busts we've seen in
God
spite
damn, all
of
them damn
his
teams.
decade-plus long career. Jeesh, got a fall from grace after a record-setting rookie year. Rounding out the olden days portion of the program, we have 2 guys who are actually members of the same legendary 1983 draft class, Tony Eason and Ken O'Brien. O'Brien and Eason were 2 of the 6 quarterbacks selected in the first round, taken 15th and 24th respectively. In Eason's case, his best years came between 84 and 86, statistically speaking. 1984 was probably his best year, though. He finished 3rd in the league in passer rating and completed 60.1% of his passes for 3,228 yards.
Oh my
But
gosh.
in 1985, he led the Patriots to a shocking Super Bowl appearance, which unfortunately ended with him getting eaten alive by the fearsome 85 Bears defense.
God damn,
And
46.
ultimately given the hook in the second quarter of the game. He played well the next year, but soon started to fall out of favor with the New England staff.
This is
And
embarrassing. We gotta ask
during the
what that damn
1987
bad.
season. He grew to be a bit of a malcontent over the next 2 years, getting toggled in and
It's
out of the
embarrassing.
starting lineup before getting shipped out of town to
It wasn't
New
the
York
real
midway through
Patriots.
the 1989 season. Can't imagine that's what he had envisioned for his career after leading New England to a Super Bowl during his second year as the regular starter. O'Brien, on the other hand, well, he didn't get a chance to start until 1985. But let me tell you, once he did well to quiet his draft day doubters, of which, let me tell you, there were many.
Everybody said if Marino was going to be around at that time, they'd take Marino. Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up here don't.
The Jets won 11 games, and O'Brien found himself as the highest-rated quarterback in the league, even earning Pro Bowl honors. The Jets even managed to find their way into the postseason for the first time since 1982, where they coincidentally lost to Eason and the Pats. While O'Brien would eventually earn another trip to the Pro Bowl 6 years later, his success was largely a flash in the pan. Somewhat akin to Nick Foles, only if Foles had been taken in the first round and just ahead of one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever step on an NFL field. That is a fast track to being deemed a bust, even after a promising start to your career. Kind of like another Jets quarterback who burst onto the scene 15 years later, one Chad Pennington. While he never put up the massive counting numbers that he did at one double Marshall, Pennington did manage to ball out in 2003 when he finally got the chance to start for New York after making just 3 appearances during his first 2 seasons in the league. Chad overtook Vinny Testaverde 5 games into the year, and the Jets responded, finishing 9-7 after a lowly 1-4 start, largely on the strength of Pennington's breakout year. Unfortunately, it's hard to talk about the rest of Chad's career without us mentioning the I word that no player wants to hear. That's right, injuries. It all started with a dislocated hand in '03. Then it was a shoulder the following year. And that is largely how the Chad Pennington saga went in New York. He would show flashes here and there and even piece together a couple of solid seasons. But he never lived up to the expectations that he set early on in the Big Apple. And lastly, we have two of the more polarizing figures on this list because of the perceived friction that they've caused in the locker room over the years. Carson Wentz and Baker Mayfield. Both quarterbacks are taken super high in their respective drafts. Wentz was taken by the Eagles second overall in the 2016 draft, and 2 years later, the Browns took Baker first overall. Unfortunately, neither of them has been able to find any sustained success in the league, and both are looking like they could go down in the history books as big-time.
No, not Baker, not.
But which other
Carson.
NFL quarterback suffered an epic?
Not Baker. Carson. I like Baker, man. I feel like he gonna redeem himself this year. Stay swag, though. I love y'all.